thanks for sticking around for our final segment with Chef Jon-Paul, who's celebrating summer with tasty grains and beans. We did a little bit of chickpeas in the first one, then we went to some wheat berries. Beans, wheat berries, and now we're to tabbouleh, which is a little bit of this action right here. Right?
Yeah, so what we have is cracked wheat, and I want to show you how to cook this really quickly. So when you buy this, it's already cooked. Okay. And that's the beauty of it. I worked in a restaurant way back when, and we used to make a bucket of this stuff and then just split it up and work with it different ways. We'd serve it as an appetizer with unsweetened yogurt. We'd mix herbs, spices into it. But all I have is equal parts water and bulgur wheat or cracked wheat. All right, so imagine this cup filled once again with water. Put it in. When it comes to a boil, just swirl it around. As soon as it comes up, I'm just going to pull it off the burner and let it hang out for 25 minutes. It's good to go. Gotcha. It couldn't be any simpler. You almost can't screw it up. And when you're done, you end up with this beautiful, fluffy kind of a, it's still got bran on it. It's still got a lot of good stuff going for it.
Okay, real fluffy. And
then into that, we're just going to make a simple tabbouleh. I've got some beautiful diced tomatoes, and we're going to do, what did you call it before?
I called it an English cucumber. Was that correct?
That is absolutely correct. All right. So
I always remember it because it's the one in the plastic that's a little bit pricier.
Well, it's a little pricier, but there's more of it to use. So they also call this a burpless cucumber, or a seedless cucumber, even though it has seeds. So I remove that because that's the bitter part.
I like working with those a lot more now. They don't have as much water in them, it seems like.
They're tasty. They're not as bitter. Mm-hmm. All right. You know, it's like we used to have to go through all kinds of machinations to make a regular cucumber taste good, and you can eat.
Yes,
the skin.
Outside, yes.
So instead of peeling it, throwing away all that stuff, I have something that really looks great when I dice it up. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you squeeze some lemon in there.
Sure.
Real easy. Boom. And then you're going to sprinkle some olive oil in there. And you're going to toss it with that spoon. And I'm just going to keep throwing you stuff and mix it in. So this is a fun thing to do with the kids too, because it's so easy. I'll just pull that off the fire. It's so easy to just make ahead of time. And you can, once again, make a massive amount of it and eat it through the weekend. So we'll throw some of these guys in. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I already salted the grains. So typically I do a little salt and pepper in there.
So it's good if you don't ruin it with dressing.
Well, our dressing is the lemon juice and the olive oil.
Oh.
So, and then a true tabbouleh is actually, believe it or not, it's not a bulgur wheat salad. It's a parsley salad with bulgur wheat in it.
Darn! I was doing so good.
What'd you get?
I was keeping all the seeds in my hand, and then instead of throwing them over here, I threw them back in there. Oh. I thought I was doing well.
More roughage? We like roughage, yes? Can we get a what for roughage again?
What? All right.
I did well until the end, but I think I fished them out.
I think the audiences were crazy.
They know we are if they watched for any length at all.
So look at the amount of parsley that's in there.
Okay.
All right, which is kind of a crazy amount. Most of us in the States, when we have parsley, did you throw any olive oil in yet?
No.
When we have parsley, we use it as a garnish. But in Lebanon, where this dish comes from, it's actually the main part of the salad. It's incredibly good for you. It's loaded with chlorophyll.
Can you put in too much lemon?
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could definitely overdress it. The nice thing is, right now it's going to taste very tart and sharp, but in 2 hours as it sits, the tabbouleh is going to absorb all that stuff.
We're out of time. Gotta go. Say goodbye. We're going to have all these recipes online. Have a great weekend.
Another great one.
Again.